Hey everybody, if you guys haven't seen the news, Psyonix recently announced that there's going to be $300,000 worth of tournaments coming from the community. This video is going to detail every single tournament, the formats, things that you need to pay attention to with the dates, and what they all entail based upon the information that we know. Let's get into it. If you guys didn't see the initial post brought on by Psyonix, they basically talk about how community tournaments are going to be taking over, and it says June, but it's actually probably going into July as well. There's a lot of tournaments that are being announced, 10 in total from the community, with various prizes all together. As you guys probably saw in my video earlier today, the Brawl 10K is going to be one of those, and we'll get into that, but what this video is going to be about is I am taking every single tournament, giving you all the information, what the graphics are, things to pay attention to, as well as like what they basically encapsulate. Who's able to sign up? How do you do it? All that kind of stuff. And I'll have all that information with links to it in the description down below as well. It does say earlier in the post that it does have like all the tournaments, but these are not in order of when they're actually going to air. If you keep scrolling down where it says when and where can I watch, they give you a schedule of all the dates and times. So that's how the order of this video is going to go. I'm going to take this information based upon where they're located in the schedule and give you step by step. So there's a specific one you're looking for. You can kind of just jump ahead until you find it. I'll have a graphic somewhere below me with the logo or the icon of the tournament, so you should be able to easily find it. Before I get into the tournaments and the specifics of what they all include, just want to say, like, first and foremost, Psyonix, you're doing things right. Obviously, a lot of pressure has been put on you. There's been a lot of talks about how I'm really upset with Psyonix still and jaded towards them, which is ironic because I'm literally working with them with this tournament. So, again, there's a lot of questions that they're answering with this. We were hoping that things were going to trend in the right direction, and we're getting that. We are seeing them put emphasis back into the community, things that we wanted for so long, and things are trending in the right direction. My concern still is this going to continue after the whole pandemic situation? Right now, there is no other option. There is no LAN events. There's nothing else going on. And this way, they can still provide, and they could be running this stuff themselves, but it's easier to do it with a vast majority of other people. So the fact that they're willing to provide, you know, up to $40-some thousand to some of these places and give funding to not just, you know, myself, Johnny Boy, Dazzling, and others. They're doing South America, Asia, Middle East. Like, there's a lot of things that are being implemented in this that are a really good thing, and it eases my worries a little bit. I just want to make sure this stays persistent after the fact, and that's where I think a lot of the concern is. We saw them reach out and do stuff with the Renegade Cup, which was a really awesome thing, but then they stopped doing that. So I really hope that this is a precedent that is being set that will continue, and I myself, and as well as you guys, I hope stay on their backs about it and stay on their case, because I want to make sure that this continues, even with the RLCS hopefully coming up here soon after this. Figure, you know, July, like late July, August, maybe they'll announce it. Usually season 10 would start probably like August, September. But hopefully post that time, we continue to see these community efforts. And, you know, I'm going to do my best to continue to provide more and more brawls. So with that all the way out of that discussion, let's start with the tournaments and work our way down the list. So the first one up on the board is the CCA Summer Series, which is going to be June 4th until August 9th. It is a collegiate event for those that have recently graduated in spring 2020 and those who are enrolling in the fall of 2020 as well. There's going to be an East and West conference with a championship in late August. Don't really have much details on the prize pool or how it works. I assume it's going to be sponsorship money like they do in the past, but for those that are in the collegiate scene, great way to get involved. They're trying to differentiate between the regions. So you get a little bit of NA, then you get a little bit of somewhere else in the world. A little bit of NA, somewhere else in the world. So really cool concept that they're doing with that. First one that's kind of capping off is going to be a $9,000 prize pool tournament from Dazzling. I assume he's using some of that money because everybody else got 10K towards like casters or something like that I think he's doing. But it is 64 teams, and it is first come, first serve. Registration is starting on June 1st, and then in the graphic down below, you should be able to see when the playoffs are and everything else. But really awesome to see Dazzling getting some love. Obviously, he's been casting CRL lately, but he's also getting involved in trying to create more tournaments. So glad to see that he's getting involved as one of the other major North American like tournament people like myself. It's crazy to think that I've gone from caster to like tournament organizer now too. Really weird. Next up, we've got Lethmir's Euro Cup, which I'm actually really happy about this one. Lethmir hinted about this a while back about how he wants to provide more tournaments for the EU community, and he's doing just that. I just didn't think he was going to get the backing from Psyonix because none of us knew this was going to happen originally. This has been a process that's been talked about for a while now, so it still kind of makes me laugh and giggle about how people in the comments are like, oh yeah, Lawler hates Psyonix, he's jaded at them, that's why he's talking about Cloud9 the way he is, and it's like, guys, I'm literally working with them and have been for a long time, so it's weird to see that stuff, especially when you guys are withheld that information, but those are the conclusions that people go to. But Lethmier's got a 3v3 European tournament coming up. Middle Eastern teams are going to be allowed to play. Expect Sandrock Gaming to basically crush some more teams. The open qualifiers that are happening are going to be double elimination, and it is a best of 3 for all matches, except for the winner semis, the winner final, the loser semi, and the loser final, which are going to be a best of 5. So trying to whittle down some of those teams before it gets into the main event. The teams who win the winner final and the loser final will qualify for the main event. And the main event is a double elimination best of 7. Doesn't have an in-between to the main event and the qualifiers. The main event has more matches, which makes sense. Trying to find the best team to get there. The one after that is the Brawl 10K. If you guys haven't watched that video, I put out a 3-minute video detailing all the specifics, who's involved, what it is, all that kind of stuff. That'll be in the description. Just make sure you watch that. I'll probably link it at the end of the video or have like a title card somewhere up here or something when this happens. But as a quick TLDR, $10,000 tournament, 16 teams, 8 invited, 8 that are playing in open qualifiers. After we figure out what those 16 teams are, they will play in a group stage. There'll be 4 groups of 4. Whoever makes it out of those will end up progressing through. And then after we get to that, it's a single elimination do or die with my channel as well as ESPN Esports' channel kind of doing a squad stream. Caster announcements will be announced soon. I know you guys are going to enjoy the casters. It's going to make for a lot of banner and a lot of fun. So looking forward to that announcement when that one gets all finalized and in the works. But for more details on that, the easiest way to stay up to date on that is hashtag Brawl10K. You can find that on my Twitter. You literally just click on that hashtag and anything with that post or with things being posted with that will pop up. Makes it super easy to follow. One after that is going to be Johnny Boy's Salt Mine 2. If you guys didn't watch the original Salt Mine, big 1v1 tournament that incorporated both NA and EU. They came together for a LAN. Super sick. Johnny continues to push the boundaries of the 1v1 scene. For him, again, another $10,000 tournament. I think he's pursuing other sponsors as well. Not exactly sure on the details on that one. But his post doesn't really have too many details. It was more of like a hype video with more information coming soon. I assume his YouTube, if you guys pay attention to that, will have an announcement video like it did for Fusion. But based upon assumptions of what it was in the past, it's going to be a 1v1 tournament with round-robin league play that leads into like a final gauntlet is what he's called it in the past. Because there isn't a live event, you're not going to see like a live final or world championship final that we saw last time. Because of the dates being on a gap, we should expect that there will be an NA version and an EU version. I just don't know which one's going first. So, again, stay glued to Johnny as he's going to have more details on that. We then scroll down and we get into some OCE action for the RLO Grand Slam, Rocket League Oceania Grand Slam. That'll be on June 23rd and go for a couple days. $46,000 prize pool, which is crazy. And that's in US American dollars. So, I know that they're going to be happy about that one. There is an open qualifier on the 23rd with a double elimination bracket that goes over 2 days. 6 teams will advance to a main event where additional matches will determine the seeding. And then after they finish seeding, there is 2 teams that are automatically being invited into the main event, which will be all best of 7s. The main event bracket looks wild. I'm going to throw up an image here to kind of show you guys what's happening, but this is the way that it's breaking down. It'll be interesting to see how things play out. Next up will be the Latin American Championship. It is a $40,000 tournament with 4 qualifiers where 4 teams make it from each. Once they figure out those teams, so 16 teams, they will go into a Swiss-style bracket where 5 teams qualify directly into the finals. So once they figure out the 5 teams that qualify, they'll have 6 teams that go into a last chance Swiss-style bracket. And as they play each other, because it is round robin, so the 1-0 team plays the 1-0 team, the 1-1 team plays the 1-1 team, and that keeps going. Until they find a record of 2-2, those will compete in a double elimination bracket to choose the last team that goes into the finals. The main event is 6 teams competing in a double elimination bracket to choose the winner. Something that I'm noticing about a lot of the OCE, South America, Asia, Middle East, like all those tournaments, and I think there's a Baguette Squad's putting on one too, is they have a ton of redundancies. And you're going to see that on the very last tournament we talked about in the Summer Grand Prix, kind of jumping ahead a bit. But like, they always are like, okay, this stage is double elimination to find out and weed out some of these other guys. Last effort, don't want it to be a one-off thing. Okay, we go to the next one. Oh, this is also double elimination. And then they do it again, and they do it in the grand finals. Like, damn, how many extra lives do you boys need? I don't know. It's just weird to see. You want to, like, make it not last forever, but again, that's what these guys want to do. They want to give people extra chances, so be it. So after that is going to be the Kickoff, which is put on by APL Esports. This is actually really hype because it is Middle Eastern and Asia competing. There will be 2 separate tournaments, both for $22,750. Psyonix just throwing out money. There's going to be 2 invited teams that are revealed later for both tournaments, and then there will be 6 teams from 2 open qualifiers that play out. After they figure out those teams, it'll then go into a groups single elimination playoff bracket. pretty cool. Really excited to see that Asia and Middle Eastern teams are being more and more involved. I hope this means, and this is just me being hopeful altogether, that Asia and Middle Eastern and other regions will be slowly introduced into RLCS. I don't know if it's going to happen in Season 10. I highly doubt it, but hopefully we're trending in that direction. I want to see more regions compete because then we can have 16 teams at Worlds, and it can follow the exact same format as the Brawl, because I think the Brawl format is exactly what the pros want because it is made by the pros. So fingers crossed on that, because I think the group stage format is working really well for the where that the World Championship is at, but it's still missing those final teams because 4 groups of 3 is just weird. Next up is the Summer Shuffle by Beyond the Summit. If you guys don't know Beyond the Summit, one of the favorite tournaments that has ever been put on in Rocket League. Very laid back, casters from all over. You have pro players sitting on the commentary booth. You've got rock, paper, scissors tournaments. You've got crew battles. You've got fun, in-depth comm stuff, and I'll take full credit for that, even though I know they do it too. But a ton of stuff. The only difficulty with this is there has been no details. They are kind of hush-hush about it. The only things that we know is that it is a $45,000 tournament. The branding is fucking dope, Miami Vice style, and it's also going to be sponsored by Monster Energy. So more details on that coming soon. Again, all the links to the descriptions and where these things can be found down below. The last one on the list is the Summer Grand Prix by Rocket Baguette. This one gets kind of confusing because there's a lot of double elimination stuff, and I'll try to summarize it after I explain all the details. So 40,000 euros, ton of cash, and it's going to be 12 teams. The way that the teams are decided is I assume they sign up kind of like how was done for Fusion, and then Rocket Baguette will accept based upon the rosters that are submitted. Once they get those 12 teams, they'll do seeding based upon recent results and however they want to. And what's going to happen is they're going to take the bottom 6 seeds, and they're going to have them fight in a double elimination bracket until they find the 2 of those. Those 2 are then going to join the top 6, and they will do a group stage with 2 groups of 4. That's going to be another double elimination bracket with 6 teams out of those 8 that are going to advance. So they're going from 12 teams down to 8, 8 down to 6, and then the final 6 will play in another double elimination bracket. There's so many fucking matches and redundancies in this. It's absolutely insane. And if people don't know who the best team is by the end of this, I don't know how to find them, because they will be playing so many matches. It is going to be unreal. That goes from July 13th to the 19th, and boy, are those guys going to be busy, because that is a ton of matches. So that about wraps it up. A ton of tournaments, 10 in community total, $300,000 up for grabs throughout various regions. We've got North America, Europe, we've got Middle East, Asia, South America, Latin America, which is going to be super sick. So a lot of stuff to look forward to over the next couple months, month and a half. If you guys do have any extra additional comments, questions, concerns, make sure you drop those down below. I will do my best to answer with what I know. And again, check the description. The description is going to have links to where you can find all this information. Those specific Twitter pages are probably going to be the best, where they will update with the new information being provided. And I'll do my best with any new information to cover it for you guys. We've been a little bit behind on Fusion RL updates, and that will resume tomorrow. I'll make sure to cover both what happened in day 4 as well as day 5, which just ended here as I'm recording this video. But I'm going to edit this, get this out as quickly as possible. Hopefully by like 6, 7 in the afternoon on, God, what is today? 6, 7 in the afternoon on Friday. And then tomorrow should be back to Fusion updates and stuff like that. So again, appreciate you guys taking the time. If you guys enjoyed the content, give it a thumbs up as it helps me out. Subscribe, turn on notifications. There's like 70-some% of you that still don't do that. And share it. Put it on all the social medias. Make it an easy one-stop shop for all your friends, as it'll greatly help me, and it'll make it easier as the community becomes more and more educated. But I'm out of here. We'll catch you later. Peace.